Hello, welcome. How are you all doing today? Had just a little bit of tech issues, but that's okay. Just want to make sure it was telling me I wasn't going live on LinkedIn. If you're seeing me on LinkedIn, let me double check. Give me a hey, hi, let me know you're watching out there. If you're joining from YouTube, just give me a hey, put hi in the comments just so I know. Had a little bit of tech trouble. It was telling me it wasn't able to connect, but now it is. So I just want to verify. So I'm going to check my phone too, just to make sure. All right, let's see. Just to make sure we're all live, everyone can see and hear me. Okay. It looks like we are. All right, let's get started. Welcome, everyone. I am Latrice Huff, career and leadership coach to ambitious women of color. It's my mission and my movement to put more women of color in leadership roles and to put more money in the hands of women of color as we position ourselves for power and to take control of our own lives. I do this using my specific framework, which is my 3M formula framework, which is mindset, messaging, and manifestation. And then ultimately, I help you increase your income and salary by improving your personal brand. Simple, we use personal branding along with the 3M formula to help you get into leadership roles and increase your income and influence. Simple. But it sounds simple, right? And what I get a lot of people saying, especially women right now, it's like, Latrice, I have enough to do. I don't want to supervise. Like, I may want a leadership role. You want to advance in your career, but you don't want to supervise. A lot of women tell me supervising feels like babysitting. They don't want to be responsible for another person. Here's the thing, you can lead without supervising. Okay. You can lead without having direct reports. Leadership just means you have influence, impact, and you have the income, right? So if you impact the bottom line of a company, you are a leader. So I just want to say that going into this, that there are ways to lead without supervising. You can advance in your career and go up, and up without kind of maxing out. And ultimately, it's just called an individual contributor role. And there are roles like advisors, consultants, strategic partners. You see a lot of this in IT, in tech, in accounting, even in HR. We have strategic business partners who are leaders, but they may not actually supervise anyone. But they have influence, impact, and they have the income. Their salary is high, right? So there are a lot of industries, there are a lot of roles where you can be a high level individual contributor. I have a client who's making over $250,000. She doesn't supervise anyone. She's in finance. I have another client that's making 300,000. She doesn't supervise anyone. She's in healthcare administration. So I'm sharing these things so you know you can lead, you can advance in your career, you can have the income you desire without the stress of supervising. Okay, so we want to get into how do you do this? How do you do it? And it starts with having the mindset of I am a leader. You have to have that leadership identity. If you believe that you are a leader already, whether you supervise or not, if people are coming to you with questions, if you manage a project or a process, you are a leader. If you impact, again, if you impact the company's bottom line, if you have some impact on the objectives and the goals and those achievements, you are a leader. Right. But you first have to believe this. You have to get into the mindset, because what I see is if you do not believe that you're a leader, and if you don't believe that you can lead without supervising, and you have this notion, I don't want to supervise, you'll start going for smaller roles. You will self cap yourself out. You are putting this boundary on yourself because you don't believe that you're a leader. So you'll just go after smaller roles. You'll stay under a certain income. You'll stay under certain titles because you do not see yourself as a leader. Okay. Once you start to believe and see yourself as a leader, you will go after director level roles, whether you're supervising or not. You will go after a $250,000 role, a $300,000 role, and not feel like, oh my God, they're going to expect me to supervise 27 people. You're like, no, they're going to expect me to be strategic and have influence and make an impact to the bottom line. But I want you to see, you have to have this mindset first of I am a leader. And if you don't have that already, start giving yourself evidence. How are you leading already? That's a good question to kind of start there. Do people come to you? Do you have initiatives and ideas to improve the company, improve a process, improve a framework? Do you create things? Right? Start giving yourself evidence. If you're like, I don't have this mindset right now, start giving yourself evidence. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm going to just hit my notes. Number 2, you have to have the messaging of a leader. Meaning, and messaging is just the story that you tell. How are you talking about yourself? If you're saying things like, I support the team, okay, great. That's not leadership speak. Your messaging needs to be that of a leader. And I even wrote this down, right? You need to tie it into, you need to say, stop saying, I just support the team. You need to say, I drive outcomes that move the business forward. And then give some sort of example. For instance, when I reduce expenditures by 20%, when I reduce duplicate processes by 10% or remove this duplicate process and increase efficiency in the company by 30%, right? Have a metric with it. Have that statement of how you drive outcomes and you move the business forward, and then have a metric sharing it. And the last live that I did, I want to say the last week or the week before, we talked about this and I said facts tell and stories sell. You need to be telling a story with the metrics and measurements in there, showing and sharing your leadership. It's not about supervising. It's not about, I oversaw 19 people. It's not that. And that's what I see so many people get caught up in, is the metrics of how many people did I supervise. That's the first thing. I'll have people tell me, like, Latrice, I've never supervised before. I can't go after this role. I'm like, no, no, no. If you are sharing how you influence and impact, I'm like, but didn't you save that company $1 million? That's going to be more important than supervising 2 people. All right. Let me know if you all understand this. And I do want to share this. I'm aware of what's going on with government workers. And so coming up soon, I want to say on Thursday, I'm actually going to be doing a free workshop on how to successfully transition out of government. And so I thought this live was timely because if you're currently in the government sector, you're probably a leader, even if you don't have that title or if you don't supervise. You can still transition out of the government and get a leadership role, making the same amount of money or more. So if you're interested in that, put lead in the comments. Actually, let me see what put pivot in the comments and I'll send you all that workshop, the link to the workshop, how to successfully transition out of government in 2025. So that's going to be very important with a lot of things going on right now. Whether your goal is to stay in the government or not, I recommend you attend this workshop just to know how to transition in case you ever have to. Even if your plan is to stay and retire from the government, you just want to know how to do this, right? So these tips that I'm sharing today are still going to help you all do this. Again, recognizing, Denise says, understand, thank you. Recognizing that you need to see yourself as a leader. You need to be able to share your story, your message, your brand as a leader, whether you are supervising or not. Just because you approve a timesheet, that is not the only thing that makes you a leader. And thank you, Denise. Thank you for saying understand. Y'all, I was worried. At first it was telling me I wasn't going live on LinkedIn. So thank you, Denise, for leaving the comment. And now I can see I am going live on LinkedIn. I was just gonna keep it going. I was like, whether I'm live on LinkedIn or not, I was just gonna keep talking because I know I'm going live on YouTube as well. And then number 3, I want to share this with you all, making sure that you are managing up and managing sideways. So we've talked about managing up before. This is a strategy that I work closely with my clients on in Leadership Legacy. How are you managing your boss? How are you managing expectations? How are you sharing with them the things that you are doing, why you are doing it, and how it's contributing? Let me tell you all the importance of managing sideways. It is so important not just to collaborate. When you manage sideways, that means I am talking to other departments. I'm giving them the information they need. I am also letting them know what I am doing to help them and the company. That's always what I see the missing piece. I always see people, there are these combative relationships with other departments. You will see when you start to manage sideways and start networking, engaging, sharing with other departments how you have made their life easier or what you're going to do with the information they give you. It will change everything around you. You will then be hear people talking about you positively in rooms you're not even in. This is a strategy I don't see a lot of people using, especially in 2025, going into 2026. It is not just going to be about managing up. You need to be managing sideways. Again, not just collaborating, you give me information, I give you information. This is more like I am sharing with you. I'm telling you how I'm making your life easier. I'm telling you how I've impacted the bottom line. I'm telling you what I'm doing with the information you're giving me. Let me know if y'all got this. It's a different strategy. It's a different way of looking at things. That way you're not just leading in one way. You're leading up and sideways. It is going to open so many opportunities for you all. This was a strategy when I was still in corporate. I did this. And when I was leaving, I had our vendors offering me positions. When I started my own business, some of my very first clients were coworkers who were in other departments. I'm still now from a company I worked for 10 years ago, getting referrals from people that I worked with who were in different departments. This is the power of managing sideways. All right. And I'll talk, if you all want me to talk more about this, this is something I teach my clients specifically about how to manage up, how to manage sideways with the goal of being seen as this leader. You do not need to supervise. You're not their boss. It's actually a much better and cordial relationship because you're not anyone's boss, right? You're not anyone's boss. You're not telling them what to do, but you will find people will be more likely to give you the information you need, more likely to speak positively about you, more likely to recommend you for roles, for projects, for initiatives when you're managing this sideways relationships. All right. All right. Let me know if you all have any questions because I'm so excited about this topic. I'm also excited if you know anyone who is currently working in the government or recently left the government, please be sure to let them know about the free workshop that we're doing on Thursday. This Thursday, I'm going to say the 16th, how to successfully transition out of government. Put pivot in the comments. Again, I will send you that link so you can sign up to that workshop. It is completely free. This is my gift to you all and the people in my network. And then continue to just let me know what you all are thinking about. What are you struggling with? What do you have questions on? I am here for you all. And thank you for joining. Bye.